It's conversations by phone call or come on over. It's laughter or tears, encouragement or forgiveness. It's no matter what happens, I am here for you. It's there may not be an answer to your question, but I am here to listen. It's we'll get through it together. It's the real and the raw and the oh my gosh, how did I get here moments. It's showing up and understanding. It's I am strong when you are weak. It's making connections so the gaps don't exist. It's life is more doable with a friend. It's sisters of color.
Okay, we're going to start now.
Yep.
Bienvenidos, hermanas de color. Recuerdan que los amamos mucho y tu voz importa.
And what Gloria is saying, for those of us that don't speak Spanish, welcome, Sisters of Color. And remember, we love you very much. And your voice matters.
Yes.
So, hey guys, this is Pia Mathis, your global indie author distributor.
And I'm Gloria Miller. It's so good to see you guys today.
And we are
Sisters of Color.
It is we are so glad that you stopped by.
Yes.
To have a conversation with us today. And we're going to, dive into some really good stuff today. But, we always want to make sure that after every episode, right, there are a couple of agendas that we want you to leave with, okay? And then we also want to give you a disclaimer because we don't want you coming back to us saying that you said, no, we didn't. We're saying to you that we only offer you certain things, okay?
Right.
So with every episode, can we suggest that you use your voice because it matters. Just like we're telling you that the opening says, your voice really does matter. Yes. And we want you to use it, right? That is very important, definitely in this day and time. If you don't use your voice for anything but to encourage yourself, by God, use it, right?
Yes.
Number 2, that you walk away feeling seen, heard, and understood, right? Because as women, sometimes we don't get that, or we don't get it in the right time in the way we want it. Okay.
Right.
So we want to be that place that we can provide that for you. Okay.
Yes.
Number 3, that perfection is not even a thing, girls, right? That life is messy, but it can be fun. Come on, let's enjoy some things, right?
Yes.
Number 4, realize that there is really power in having a conversation. And that's what we're showing up to show you, that there truly is power in a conversation. And we want to move things forward for you, help you move things forward for you, because we literally can't do it for you. Right? We're walking through some things in our own lives that having these conversations with each other and then sharing them with you is moving us forward, right?
Yes, it is.
It's actually giving us walking through the plan and purpose that God has for each one of us. Now, our stories are not the same. God doesn't have the same position and same purpose for us, but we are walking out what He's called us to, okay? Point number 5, it really does matter, little acts of kindness.
Yeah.
Okay? So now Gloria is going to give you our disclaimer.
Yes.
Because we don't want y'all coming back trying to clown with us.
Right,
okay?
right. Okay, so we are not doctors and hold no degrees, so we cannot offer you any cures or diagnosis of any kind. If you need professional help, we advise you to seek it out. What we offer is conversation and comforting voices.
That's what we offer you.
That's what we
do. And please, we want to, really stress if you need that professional help, please seek it out, because we are definitely in a time when, talking to somebody else, really getting out of your own head is important, right? Because today we want to talk to you about, I don't know how many of you deal with this. I know it's an ongoing struggle for me, some daddy issues, and that has become my truth, which, in this great month that we know that we're celebrating, the life and, death of the Savior, that it is the greatest story ever told, right? Absolutely love the story, and it's not just a story, it's a way by which we can live our lives, right? Because we trust in His love, we rely on God's presence to show up, to speak to us, however, if you hear it audible, I don't know, check that out. I don't know, but it's that still small voice, okay, that we say that He uses to encourage you and move you forward,
right?
So the truth about me is, if you've not heard my story, if you've not, been on my podcast, if you've not been on my YouTube page, I would need you to check it out, okay? Because it's under Pamela P.M. Mathis, okay? Mm-hmm. Everything about me is under Pamela P.M. Mathis or Pew Partners. My story is that, I grew up with my dad not in my life, right? So that's been my truth. My truth has always been abandonment and rejection and getting in my own way, because why? I can't see past, being comfortable as it relates to other people, and being trusting of other people has always been a struggle. So that has been my truth, but it doesn't have to be the end of the story,
right?
And that's what we want you to also understand, because that will be the underlining theme, right? That it doesn't matter how you started, right? It's your finish, though, that makes the difference.
Amen.
That is the truth by which you need to live. But you have to be open, for change. You have to be open to stop telling yourself those same lies, right? And really move past what is actually keeping you stuck in that place. And a lot of times it's just simply fear.
Yeah.
It's a wanting to step out and be something great and live God's purpose for you, but fear grips you.
Right. And I can actually attest to that, like we were talking about earlier. You know my story. I think I've shared that I've never been one to be in the front, never been one to be. I was always in the background, which I was fine because that's what God wanted me to do at the time. But He had been dealing with me for months, saying I needed to be bolder, right? I needed to step out.
Absolutely.
Because He had that for me. He says, this is your calling. This is what I'm calling you to do. You have a voice. It matters. You need to just step out and just know that I am there with you, right?
Absolutely.
So I did. Now I was scared. I'm scared. but at the same time, I know God's with me, right? So faith comes is over fear, right? As long as we step out, God gives us and equips us, and He says, I'm going to give you that faith. I'm going to give you that confidence. I'm going to give you that what you need to overcome the fear. And the reason why I say that, because we laugh, because I know that it's been posted on our Facebook site, but just recently we actually, for Heritage Hispanic or Hispanic Heritage Month, we actually went to, Pam treated me to Mi Hacienda, which is really good food. So if you're local, if you're local and you haven't been, please go. Please go to our local businesses because they're really good. Yes, support them. But I wanted to just say something in Spanish before we went in, right? And I had it all worked out in my head because I'm working on being fluent. Now I can read, write, and speak it. I mean, read, write, and understand it. But speaking it has been kind of a struggle, just getting back into it, right? So I started to speak, and then all of a sudden I looked at Pam and I said, I'm stuck.
She did.
I got stuck, and I said, real story. So I said, So anyways, all I said was the ending. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. I just kind of froze. And then I'm just then the fear started to creep in. And then I'm just you know what? I'm just going to keep going. And, and Pam had asked if it was okay to post it. And I said, go ahead and post it. Because guess what? We all make mistakes, right? And it was just kind of funny because the more I saw it, the more I realized, you know what? I'm just human, and yes, I made a mistake, and so what?
Right.
Because you know what? I was just reaching out to you and to the Hispanic community, and I'm sure they understood. Even though I got stuck, I'm sure they understood. But the thing is, sometimes we're so hard on ourselves and how that might look to other people. So with that, we need to get out of our head. We need to realize, you know what? We're human. We're going to make mistakes. So what other people say or think? Because I knew the purpose and the reason I was speaking. I was trying to reach our Hispanic community. So I'm whatever, let's go ahead and move forward. So that's what we did. So now I just laugh at it. Now I watch it and I'm just oh my gosh, it's so funny because it is.
Absolutely.
So anyway.
And so what, Gloria, what I'm going to, hone in on is the faith part. right?
Yes.
Because you really have to know what God is speaking to you.
Right.
Because nothing that I know we make it look easy. I know we do. Okay. But you don't know what our backstory is. You don't know what we're walking through right now. Right. And so what we want to encourage you to do, it doesn't matter what it looks like to you, but what do you hear God say, and how are you trusting him? Right. How are you, because all of these things, all of these little step by step, all these little blunders that we make and these failures that we have serve a purpose.
Yes.
Now I could have, my abandonment issues and my rejection issues could stop me. Right. I mean, it literally could. And I'm trying to tell you, I've walked a couple of decades, being mad at the world and not seeing, okay, don't let me lie about this part. I've always seen myself as valuable, even though to step out and do what God has called me to, now there's where the challenge is. Right. And a lot of times it's about, mine is not so much, being in front of the camera worrying about blunders, because as you can see what my tongue just did. Because I've been doing this, a little bit longer, and I'm an author and a speaker. So that part to me is just what happens. And I've watched enough people online make mistakes and keep moving. So that's not the big issue. But to know that I can really affect change, that's where fear can set in. Right. But the point of the matter is that we're not perfect. Life is messy. Yeah. There are lessons to be learned in the fun that we have, in the peace that we walk in, because there truly is a peace, even though we do battle with some of this stuff up here. And let me just speak for myself. The stuff I do up here, I do battle with. Right. You won't see that. You know what I'm saying? And I pray it doesn't, it doesn't shine brighter than who God is in my life. Right. Because like I've always told you too, what you see right here, though it's cute, and I thank you for saying that, that's not the big issue. Right. Seeing God in me, come through me, speak to you, that is where the issue is. Yeah. Because, I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, Pam, that is so cute what you got on today. Thank you, girls. And no, this is a designer original. Sorry. I don't want to tell you. One of a kind. But my walk with God is not a designer original. God is no respecter of persons. We all have the same ability because God loves the person. Amen. Not the stuff, not even the junk that goes on in here. You know what I'm saying? Because he created us to love like him. He created us because he loved us. Before our mother and fathers even could call our names, God knew, right? And the enemy tried to take me out way back when, but God said no. So I am here for a reason, and maybe just to have a conversation with you today. I don't really know. But what we're going to do is we're going to work with this, because this is what I got today. And today, we're not promised tomorrow. So tomorrow I can't tell you what I'm going to do. Exactly. I think, at some point, God will reveal all of the things. But God won't give it to you all at once, because it will overwhelm you. Right. And God is not in the overwhelming business. No, he's not in the fear business. He's not in the worry business. Right. He is, like we're talking about, in the faith walking business. Yes, he is. And that just truly means that whatever binds you, whatever holds you back, being able to look at your past, as I like to say, let your past pat you on the back to tell you how well you've done. Yes. Right? Right. Because we don't stay there. Right. We can't fix it. We can't change it. But what we can do is we can say, you know what? Ooh, well done. Well done. You know? Because that's what we want to hear the Father say one day. Right? Yes. And as long as we keep putting one foot and one foot and one foot in front of the other, we'll get there. Right? Exactly. And we want to help you along your journey. Right. And that just simply means, like we're telling you, we're just comforting voices in the time of storm. Right. That's all we can be. We can suggest, and we can give you our life experiences, and we can tell you how far we've come. But until you decide that this is what you want to do. Yeah, because remember, it's a matter of choice, and God gives us free will, right? So, that's something that I really have to walk through, because, of course, some of us know that we've got people in our lives that maybe not necessarily are full in with God, have that faith,
that they need from God, have that walk, that surrender. Surrender. That's the word I'm looking for, because because surrender is what we need first before we have faith, right? A lot of times we need to surrender.
That's good.
So when we don't surrender first, everything else just seems hopeless. But we have to surrender first. Once we surrender, there's freedom and there's hope. But it's hard to see loved ones that don't have that. And it's not that they don't want, how do I want to say? It's not that they can't have it, because of course we all can, right? It's because they don't surrender to that, to God. They don't surrender. So, I mean, it's not that they can't. Let me just be honest. It's not that they can't. It's because they won't. Which is sad to see, because a lot of our family members, we know, don't have that walk with the Lord. So I'm hoping that our voices, that what we say, will help you maybe reach your family members, and for God to just help us with our family members that are lost, to just be that voice. Just be that voice in the wilderness that God uses us for his voice to be used in us, to be his mouthpiece, right? We need to be his mouthpiece, his hands and feet. Amen.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to go along with Gloria, and in that wanting God to change the heart of your loved ones, you have to understand that's in God's timing. You can't force that.
Yes.
You can't will it. You can't control it. You have to just give that stuff over to God, lay it at the foot of the cross, and then leave it there.
And that's like we've talked, and that tends to be my downfall, kind of, that I tend to give it to God and take it back.
Yeah.
Give it to God and take it back. And the reason I do that is because I'm thinking, God, you're not doing it fast enough for me. And isn't that what we all think, ladies? Because we're all fixers. We all want everybody to be good. And how Miss Phyllis talks about how we want the temperature in our home. We control the temperature in our home. So, we want to fix it. We want to always fix it. But guess what? We need to get out of the way, and we need to let God fix it.
Then he'll fix it.
Then he will.
Absolutely.
But we have to release it. We have to release it, truly release it, in order for God to fix it. Because we can't keep taking it back. We can't keep taking it back, because I've been there. And guess what? It doesn't work. It doesn't.
It absolutely doesn't.
Right.
And so, guys, we're going to, leave you with this.
Yes.
Because we want it to resonate. We wanted you to hold it and keep it and take it in, and then submit it to God. Yeah. And definitely confirm what we're saying.
Right.
Let God use our voices to help you get to that next level. So we want to remind you to subscribe, like, and share.
Yes.
Right? To comments. And to hit that notification bell, because if you like what we're talking about, if we can be that voice of encouragement to help you along until you can have your own voice of encouragement, please, let us know. Right. And if there's something that we can pray for you about, put it in the comments. Amen. You know what I'm saying? And just let us know. So, we're going to close this one down, because we feel like it's time to drop the mic on this one.
Yes.
Okay? All right?
Right.
So Gloria is going to tell you something. She's going to tell you, see you later.
Yes.
And you'll love to hear it in Spanish.
Ahí los vemos, and recuerda que tu voz importa.
And what she said is, see you later, and remember to use your voice.
Adios.
Goodbye. We'll talk to you later.
Te amo mucho, mucho. I love you very much.